can tell, we are social distancing and can't do our video together, and so I'm missing being with my girls this time. But we all wanted to talk to you a little bit about Mother's Day since it's that weekend, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about my story of how for a long time I wasn't sure I was going to be able to celebrate Mother's Day as a mother. Obviously I can celebrate as a daughter, and I love to do that. I love my mom. She's the best. So, I don't know if you can see that. There's my mama. She's beautiful. And I just hope that I can be half as good of a mom as she is. But for 6.5 years, my husband and I, we weren't sure we could get pregnant and have kids. And we went through a lot of stuff, from not having any money to do anything, and then going through several rounds of infertility treatments, and that didn't even work. And then some fluke actually happened, and we ended up with our daughter. And then even before we were ready, we ended up with our son after that. So we've been very, very blessed. But I just know Mother's Day is very hard for some people, and I feel honored that God allowed me to be a mother, and I try to remember that I wanted my children very much, even on the bad days, because I do love them. And I try to incorporate really good mother traits in my books, because I want the kind of relationship that I have with my mom, where I can call her about anything, anytime. And she doesn't even care if I've already asked her that question 3 times. She'll still give me an answer. And I want my characters to have that kind of relationship with their mother. It probably doesn't always come across that way. I know in Faith and Hope, they had a little bit of a strained relationship. That mom was a little overbearing and didn't always make the best decisions, I guess, when trying to help Faith with her infertility stuff. So that's not based on reality. My mom was very supportive and loving through our battle. But whatever, wherever you are in your journey of motherhood, whether you are still trying to get pregnant hoping for someday to have a baby, or if you already have babies, or maybe if you've accepted the fact that you can't have babies, because I do have some friends like that. I hope that you all have a great Mother's Day, because it is a great weekend and is really windy right now. It's a great weekend to celebrate your mom, even if you don't celebrate being a mom yet. And even if you can't have babies, please know that you are still special to people like me, because I have some amazing friends who can't have babies, and they're like second mamas to my babies. They love to love on them, and they love to love on their nieces and nephews, and that is very important too. And I love all the people who are like that. And if you're in your own battle for trying to have a baby, please know I will pray for you. Send me a message. I'd love to add you to my list, because it's not easy, and I don't wish it on anybody. And to end, I just wanted to show you, I'm out on my front porch, and I wanted to show you my beautiful flowers that I got for Mother's Day. So let me see if I can do this. I don't know if I can or not. I may not be able to. I am technologically not advanced. So, let's see. Can you see my roses? These are my beautiful roses that my babies got me last year, and they are just blooming like crazy. And then these gorgeous flowers are for this year, and I love them. So, happy Mother's Day. And one more thing, I do have a favorite mother in literature, and that would be Marmee from Little Women. I love her. I think she's amazing in her spiritual advice, and reasonableness and understanding and strength. And yeah, I want to be like Marmee. So happy Mother's Day. I'd love to hear from you, to hear who your favorite literary mother is, or even fun stories about your own mom or about being a mom. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Hey everybody, it's Erin. And as you can tell, with the COVID, we are still not able to get together for our videos, and I really miss hanging out with Amy and Heather. But I wanted to get on here real fast and just wish you guys a very happy Mother's Day. I know that it looks really different this year with the COVID virus and everyone at home. But I hope that you get a chance to at least do some video conferencing or messaging or whatever you can do to, you know, celebrate with your families. And I wanted to talk a minute about mothers and how and about the relationship between Thea and her mom in the Cleela Chronicles. I didn't set out to write their relationship as being strained and kind of, you know, honestly, it's just they're not in a good place. And I didn't set out to do that initially. I have a very, very good relationship with my mom. She's one of my very best friends. And so Mom, if you're watching, I love you. Need a little shout out here. But in the Cleela Chronicles, I kind of thought it would be neat to show Thea at this place in her life where she just lost her father, who she was really close to, unexpectedly. And then to show that her and her mom, while their relationship isn't like hostile and they're not angry, it's more of they politely tolerate each other, I guess is a great way to put it. They know all the right things to say, like Thea knows what to say to her mom to talk to her, but not let her mom in deeper, you know, like not to let that door open where she can like be honest and real with her mother. And you know, there's a lot of reasons why Thea is that way. And as you go deeper into the trilogy, you really get to see their relationship change. And I really like that. I like that by the, you know, hopefully by the end, you know, they're gonna be in a different place than they are. And just kind of wanted to show that, you know, relationships are hard and they're not always easy. And especially when you're, you know, when they're a relationship that's really close to you, like a family member, you know, those relationships are not always, you know, they're not always in a good place, you know, and that's just life. And so I was really excited to kind of, you know, get deeper into that as the book series goes on. And Thea's relationship with both of her parents really mold her into the person that she is. And honestly, you know, as we grow up and, you know, become the person that we are, those relationships really do affect us. And so I think it's a really neat way, you know, to show Thea and how she, you know, she starts off as a 17-year-old when the story starts. And so, you know, she's at that place where she's not quite sure who she is. And so it's just a really neat way to show that through relationships. And I also wanted to talk about one of my favorite mothers in fiction. That was when Heather told me that that's what we needed to talk about. I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know how I'm going to do this because, you know, there's so many great stories out there. And I know I've said it before, it's impossible for me to pick a favorite book. It's impossible for me to pick a favorite series. And so I'm going to say that it's equally impossible for me to pick a favorite mother. But if I had to just say one that I just really, really love, it would definitely be Mrs. Weasley from the Harry Potter series. I love her so much. She is so warm and caring, and she's just that type of mom that, you know, you know, you want to bring friends home to visit because she's just awesome, you know. So, and she tells it like it is, which I like too. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of get on here and tell you guys happy Mother's Day, and hopefully we will be able to do our videos together again very soon. But I hope you guys have a great weekend with your families, and we will see you next time. Bye.
I want to thank you again for joining us for this special edition of Once Upon a Page and our celebration of Mother's Day and the mothers in literature and our lives that have meant so much to us. My own relationship with my mom is pretty special. I feel like it's a great blessing that God has given me because we are very close friends, and it's not that we always got along. We argued like mothers and daughters do. But we have, through the years, developed a friendship as well. And she taught me what it means to be a mom who raises her children to love the Lord and to live faith every day, even though she's much better at that than I am. And she's just a great encouragement to me in all that I do, and especially in my writing. She was my buddy when we went to our first writing conference. We went to the first 3 that I ever went to together, and those are special memories that I have as we encouraged each other in using the gift that God had given us to minister to others. So thank you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day, and I love you. And I'm pleased to say that my relationship with my mom is much different than my characters in my book, Faith's Journey. Her relationship with Sharon, her mother, is very tempestuous. They didn't get along as she was growing up. They were both very headstrong. And as Katie moved away from Faith, Sharon's displeasure with her was quite obvious. And so even though Katie knew she was loved, she didn't at times feel accepted. And while that relationship healed later on, it caused some struggles for Katie and some questions she had to wrestle with. And so I'm glad I didn't have that kind of relationship, but there are others that have that out there, and there are blessings even in that as well. And there are people like the mother in the Michelli series by Kristen Heitzman, that the mom is very opinionated, and she loves her children and wants to keep them close, to the point that they own an apartment building and they all live in that apartment building, and she cooks for them and they get together all the time. And even though they're adults, she still wants their lives to be entwined together on a daily basis. And yes, her opinions can sometimes come across as nagging, but her children know they're loved. Just like the children in the Rush of Wings series by the same author, she is a mom who's more down to earth. She raised her children to know and love the Lord, and even when they make the decision not to, even when one of them walks away, they still know they're loved. She lets them know where they're wrong in her mind. She lets them know that she's hurting for them and she wants better for them, but at the same time she's still fiercely protective of her children. Nobody else is going to hurt her kids, and she just absolutely loves them. And that's 3 very different types of parents, and it really doesn't matter whether you're a helicopter parent or whether you're a parent who lets your children roam free all the time, or you're the parent that pushes them in everything, or the one that lets them kind of find their own way and their own passions. It doesn't matter if you're the mother who goes to Walmart Bakery and buys their cupcakes, or the one who makes the cupcakes to send with them to school for their birthday. Our children just need to know that we love them and that we want God's best for them. And so along with that, we each have our own, not only parenting style, but our own journey to become parents in the first place, and I'd like to share a little of mine. I became an instant parent when I married my husband. He had a 5-year-old daughter, and I wasn't only marrying him, it wasn't two becoming one, it was the three of us becoming a family. And we felt that so strongly that we even included his daughter in the ring exchange portion of our wedding. She was my daughter before Andy and I ever got married. I loved her like a daughter, I treated her like a daughter, and I've never looked at her as anything but my daughter, though she's not biologically mine. My biological children started coming about a year and a half after Andy and I got married, and right now we're at the place where all of them are grown and on their own in different stages, some married, some not, except for one of them that's still at home, but he is getting close to that moving out stage, and we'll have an empty nest. And I'm going to enjoy that as a mother too, because my goal, as I see it as a parent, is to raise my children to be able to stand on their own, and hopefully to know that God loves them and desires a relationship with them. I want my children to know that faith is something that isn't just for Sunday, it's for living out every day of your life. And so I really hope that has come through. But whether your family is like mine and you had kind of an instant family, whether you have only biological children, whether you had to go through years of infertility treatments to have the children you have, whether you're still waiting on having your children, maybe you chose adoption to start your family, or you're parenting a child that you may not even have for that long a time because you've opened up your home and your heart to a foster child that could be taken away at any moment and reunited with its biological parents. It doesn't matter the path that you took to get there. And I also included those that maybe are still waiting, because you may not have biological children of your own, but you're that special aunt or that adopted parent. And even though I had a great relationship with my mom, I still had kind of second moms that taught me a lot and meant a lot to me through my life. Maybe that's the stage of being a mother that you're at, and if so, love that place that you're in, because you're getting to love on kids that maybe can come to you, feel more comfortable coming to you than they do even their own parents. So for everybody, no matter what style of parenting you do, no matter what journey, what path you're on to motherhood, I hope you have a very happy Mother's Day. Bye.